Hey, if you haven't read The Ultimate Blueprint for an Insanely Successful Business by Keith J. Cunningham, would highly suggest you doing that. Keith Cunningham was the real rich dad in the Rich Dad Poor Dad actual book. So I want to read a little bit of this and then we're going to talk a little bit about it. But it says, my experience is that business failures more often result of bad business owner than a result of a bad business. Don't believe me? Take a look at your industry and count the number of businesses that are knocking the cover off the ball. Sure, there are some differences between your product and theirs. They are in a different location than you and might have more money in their bank account. You are better in some areas, they are probably better in others, but the primary difference between you and your competition is you and your management team. So let me ask, is your business the reason you're tired, frustrated, and struggling, or is it you? I heard a sage quip, the reason most self-employed business owners are unhappy is because they have a lousy boss, which is them. Look, is that you? Are you finding that you're worn out, you're tired, you're exhausted, you're not really sure what the next step needs to be? You're trying to figure out, how do I do this thing called business? Whether you own a small business, a brick and mortar business, whether you have a large company and you have dozens or hundreds of employees, it doesn't matter. A business is going to need to have somebody manage it, lead it, and actually guide it to where it needs to go. I don't know if that's you, if you have a lousy boss or not, but today, can I just encourage you to go read this book? It'll help you to get a grip on all the things that you need to have in place. One of the very first things that he talks about in this book is your financials. Do you have a dashboard? Do you have a report card? Do you have some way of knowing that what you actually are doing is moving you towards your goal instead of away from your goal? Do you have some way to have a report on a daily basis or a weekly basis so that you know, hey, I'm actually able to do what I'm supposed to be doing? Because if you don't, then you probably have kind of a lousy boss because they don't know. Whatever gets measured gets managed. And if it's not being measured, it's probably not being managed. And at that point, we know how that goes. If it's not being managed, then no one's responsible for it. When no one's responsible for it, guess what happens? Things fall off to the side. So, highly encourage you to go read this book today. Anything by Keith Cunningham is great, but highly encourage you to go read this book today to start becoming the leader you need to be to grow your business, to get out of that cycle of that repeated, right? That death circle where you just get worn out and you get frustrated as a business owner. That's what we do inside of the eForge. We literally go through and talk about SOPs and systems and processes and models. And then we get into sales and marketing and talk about what you need in place to actually not just own a business, but be the owner of the business.